Good morning, everyone. I am Carly. This is Denver Zoo's Zoo to You virtual safari. No, you did not oversleep. It is 9 a.m., not 1 p.m. like we normally do here on our virtual safaris, because today is a very special day. Today is Giving Tuesday Now. It is a day that has been designated to support local organizations like Denver Zoo, that you can show your support in this really critical time. So many of you have donated through these lives, through our emergency fund to name our baby girl rhino Juna, and we appreciate every person who's donated, and every dollar you have donated has gone right back here to the zoo to support our animal care while we're closed, and we thank you for that. But if you haven't donated and you want to, today is the day to do it. Giving Tuesday Now is so important. We're gonna hopefully raise so much money today, and Denver Zoo's Board of Governors and Leadership Council have agreed to match $68,000 in donations. So every dollar you donate will be doubled today, so we thank you so much. You can donate right there in the Facebook Live or by going to our emergency fund. We appreciate it so much. So today's first live of our 4 lives that we're doing today will be with Mahali, our hippopotamus. Now, those of you who tuned in yesterday know you saw Mahali, got some questions answered, but we had so much interest that we wanted to keep going with Mahali, show you the finished artwork that he created yesterday, and see if he enjoys a little morning swim with his favorite enrichment toy, the boomer ball. So I'm gonna turn it around and we're gonna see Mahali come on out here in a few minutes. Mahali is 17 years old. He's a male river hippopotamus, and he weighs around 4,000 pounds. So we know he's a real favorite of a lot of people. Yesterday with Keeper Dave, he did some painting enrichment. Here are the finished products. There is Mahali's beautiful artwork. We did that by painting his nose and then pushing it to the canvas. He really enjoyed it, and that is what he created. I think Mahali has a little bit of a future as an artist. Linda, thank you so much for donating. Thank you to Kayla. Thank you to everyone. This is the day to donate. If you've ever thought about donating to Denver Zoo during our virtual safaris, today is the day for Giving Tuesday Now. So we're just waiting for Mahali to come on out here and join us this morning. He's just had his breakfast, so he's taking his time, but he will come out here and we will answer your questions. So start leaving them in the comments. Hi to Ruby. Hi, Jessica. She's watching from Maine. Hi, Amanda. Yeah, we love his paintings too. So we are really excited for him to come out and enjoy, hopefully, the boomer ball here in the pool. It's one of his favorite enrichment items. It's just big enough that he can't get it in his mouth, which he can open so wide, but he enjoys chasing it around. Hi, Tandy. Hi from Richland, Washington. We are really excited for Caitlin, our keeper, to come out here. Hi, Sheila from Maryland. We are excited. So there is Mahali. So let's turn it around and see if he goes right into the pool. Hi, Heather. We're not selling his artwork. We usually keep it for staff or volunteers for special occasions, but we know there's a lot of interest for it. Hi, Ashley. Okay, here's Mahali. Everyone say good morning to Mahali, our male hippopotamus. Hi, Rachel from Cheyenne. It is a beautiful morning here. So you're watching Mahali go right into his pool. And normally he's pretty active in the morning. So what we're hoping is he'll go right over to that ball and start playing. Hi from Kansas, Katie. Good morning, Jessica. And there he goes. He's gonna kind of push it around with his nose and see if he really wants to play with it. We'll see. I know, Teresa, I would pay for an art piece too, but we just can't really keep up with the demand, so we don't want to turn our animals into full-time artists. So here is Caitlin. Good morning, Caitlin. So we already have some questions from some of the kiddos watching. Okay. First is, how many teeth does Mahali have?
So he has 36 teeth. And 12 are tusks. He has 2 large tusks that are the big ones that you see that are folded up, that are used for sparring and fighting. And the ones that are not tusks are molars for chewing his food, like hay and grass.
And they're pretty far back, similar to like an elephant's?
Yeah, so they're towards the back of his mouth so that he can chew and then swallow. And there he goes. He just did a porpoise, so it's cool to see that porpoise behavior because it kind of reminds you of a whale or a dolphin, which is what he's closely related to.
Very cool. Hello to Charlotte and Felix who are watching. Hi, Christina. Yeah, we'll show you the art again, but we thought people might want to see Mahali playing with the ball for a little bit. Let's see. Does Mahali like to eat avocados? Felix is wondering.
So our nutritionist doesn't recommend Mahali getting avocados, so we have never given him an avocado, but he is allowed quite a variety of produce, fruits and veggies, so grapes, apples, pears. He doesn't really like watermelon or pumpkin or anything big like that, so we usually cut up his produce. He's showing off. He's allowed celery and romaine and broccoli, but he really doesn't like those as much. He likes the sweeter produce.
So he's not like a kind of a green veggies guy. He's like,
right.
Give me the sweets.
We still offer it to him for enrichment though, so it's not part of his daily diet that he would need for nutrition, but we'll give him this extra, and he doesn't have to eat it if he doesn't want to.
So what you'll see is Mahali's really trying to get his mouth around that ball, but you said it's around 36 inches in diameter.
Yep. At least an inch thick. It's the extra heavy duty plastic also. So that is a safe toy for him to have, and it lasts a long time, so he's not able to break it because these are really expensive toys and they're donated by our donors, so we want to make sure he doesn't break them too quickly.
Yes, and thank you to our donors who help us provide enrichment like this to Mahali. So we might see him kind of poke up again. He's really trying to get that whole ball in his mouth, and you'd think he knows from playing with it every morning.
Yeah,
it's not going to happen.
Yeah,
but he's persistent.
Yeah, he does that when hippos open their mouths wide. It's a behavior that they are showing off, so they're showing how big they are and showing their dominance. So he's kind of doing that to the ball and sparring with it. So he's bringing out some natural behaviors that we want to see from a male hippo. He's getting a lot of really good exercise. So it's all around a really great toy for him, and he loves it so much that we have to limit the amount of time he gets with it. So
Melissa's from Maine, and she wants to know, what does Mahali do if he's mad?
So normally if he's mad at something, like he sees going in his yard and he gets territorial.
So he's really enjoying this. I'm going to take a is he?
Yeah, so
what kind of behavior is that, sort of getting his chin on top of it?
Yeah, so he's kind of trying to get above it. Sometimes we see him rubbing his chin on it. He's just really playing with it and possibly trying to mount it.
Let's take a peek again at his artwork. Some people missed it. So this is what he made yesterday. Keeper Dave put some paint on Mahali's nose and then just would gently press the canvas against it in different colors. So we think he's pretty talented. Rosemary's wondering, what weight is Mahali?
Oh, Mahali is, we estimate around 4,000 pounds. We don't have a scale that is able to weigh him because he's so heavy over here in this building. So we base it off of his body condition, scoring, and with the help of our nutritionist, we estimate that he is around 4,000 pounds.
What do you think his best sense is? He has kind of small ears, eyes on the other side of his head. What do you think his best sense is?
They do have really good hearing and sense of smell. So you can see that his ears, his eyes, and his nose are all kind of level on his face. So he uses all of those senses pretty equally, but the hearing and the smell is really important. He doesn't have as bad of eyesight as a rhino would. So his eyesight's pretty good too, but he really relies on the ears and the nose.
Can he see underwater?
Yeah, he can see underwater if it's clear enough. He likes to poop in the water as soon as he gets in there. So,
so that's why it'll turn dirty pretty quickly.
Yeah, and hippos can also close their nostrils and plug their ears so that when they go underwater, the water doesn't get in there.
Oh, very cool. Oh my gosh, he is so funny and so sweet. Mohali is on his own. He will not get a partner or breeding pair. A lot of people are wondering if he'll get a girlfriend. Mohali's genetics are pretty well represented in the human care population of hippopotamuses. His dad had 30 kids, including Mohali. Yeah. So he's kind of overrepresented, and he enjoys his space alone, so he doesn't need a companion. He gets along really well with his keepers. He gets a lot of attention from guests and from keepers, and there he goes showing off the mouth for everyone who's been asking. So it's just going to be him here, but he really loves when people come by to say hello. Ethan and Luke want to know what he does with bananas.
So we give him banana pieces also. He likes bananas. We actually use bananas mashed up to make his supplements. So he gets a daily probiotic powder supplement to keep him healthy. And so we make a mixture with mashed banana, the powder, a little bit of water, and some grain. And he'll eat that up really quick. He'll get that a little bit later today. I've got to space out his food.
How long in the morning will he kind of enjoy this behavior and this playfulness with the ball before he goes to his favorite spot, which is chin on the stairs?
So usually an hour or so. If it's nice and cool out in the morning, he has more energy than if it's already really hot, but this water is cold, so that helps with that. Probably an hour, and then he works up an appetite, so I'll give him some hay after he plays a little, and then he takes a midday nap. So hippos sleep a lot during the day, so they're most active at night. And in a zoo setting here, obviously he's used to us giving him food early morning and afternoon, so he's active at those times with the ball, but he's tired himself out so much in the morning that he naps midday.
What is it that in the wild they're trying to do with their mouth, like being able to hinge open so wide? What is the benefit of that?
So opening their mouth wide, I said earlier, but it's a behavior of dominance and showing off. So when it's kind of like a threat behavior, but also doesn't have to be aggressive. But that's how they can compete with other male hippos to fight for territory and girlfriends, breeding rights. And they fight using their mouth, so they open their mouth really wide and use those tusks to fight and spar with each other. I think that's mostly it. It's mostly for showing off and fighting.
Adeline is 4, and she wants to know, how long does he sleep?
So it depends. I'm not sure the amount of hours total, but most of the day he's sleeping. When we come in first thing in the morning, he's always resting. So I'd say maybe 6 hours to maybe 8 hours. They probably don't need as much as people. But we're not completely sure because he's active depending on what changes in his environment.
How long can he stay underwater?
So average is about 3 to 5 minutes. If he got scared, maybe 6 or 7 minutes he could stay underwater if he wanted to hide under the water. But he can easily hold it for 3 to 5 minutes.
Is his water cold or warm?
So this outdoor pool is cold water, and the indoor pool is heated water at 90 degrees. So he comes into a warm bath. In the summer, we can add cold water to the indoor pool too, so it's not too hot for him in the summer.
Cecilia's 8. She would like to know how long Mohali spends in the water every day.
So hippos spend an average of 16 hours a day in the water. So he really needs that water to protect his skin and to feel comfortable. His skin is very kind of like slimy and soft, and it needs the moisture from the water because he's semi-aquatic. And so 16 hours a day, he spends most of the time in the water unless he's eating. And sometimes in the spring, when it's not too warm enough to be in the cold pool, he'll bask along the pool deck. And hippos in the wild will also bask along riverbanks outside too and get some sun.
Teresa was asking, I want to show one part of our cool new addition to the exhibit here. Has he ever popped the ball? So this is actually a piece of his old boomer ball, And that's how thick it is. That is my finger.
It might be even thicker than that one.
Yeah, so this is sort of a best approximation, but that's, you know, that's 1 finger thick, and you can see all the teeth marks and scratches. So that's what it used to look like on that side, and that's what it turns into after months and years of Mohali playtime.
Yeah, so he's never broken a ball before. He just scratches it up, so we can smooth it out with sandpaper. One of the reasons why we don't give him his ball all the time is, one, because he needs some break time, otherwise he would overexert himself because he loves to play so much, but also because he rubs on it so much and also scratches it that he can rub his chin kind of raw because he plays with it so hard. So that's why we usually do every other day, give him a break to recuperate and make sure that the ball is still smooth enough for him to use.
Yes, there he goes, pushing it along. He's keeping an eye on the camera. I think he knows he's definitely showing off. McKinley is wondering if he gets along with other animal species. He certainly doesn't share a habitat with them, but he can see things like our llamas and our tapirs.
Yeah, and he can smell the animals around him. He shares the barn with our black rhino, and he vocalizes inside a lot. But we don't put other species in with him, so it's only the animals that he could see from afar, and he doesn't have an issue with them. He knows this is his space, so he gets his space, and the wild animals that come in and, you know, occasionally will steal his food or get some water, sometimes he'll chase them away. Other times he's napping and really doesn't care. He'll share his exhibit with some squirrels.
Angel's wondering if he gets pruny the way us humans would if we were in the water for 16 hours.
No, I've never seen that. So his skin and body is adapted to be in the water and need water most of the time. When he's out of the water, his body creates a red oily substance. It's kind of like they call it like a red sweat. And it's reaction to being outside and out of the water that helps keep his skin moisturized. So he doesn't really get pruny because he needs that moisture. His skin is used to water.
Lala is 9. She always watches. Hi, Lala. She's wondering if he has like a mud hole or a wallowing pit the way rhinos do.
Yeah, so behind the log, and there's a group of rocks over there. It's in the far corner of his exhibit. He has a mud wallow that we fill constantly. In the summer though, he doesn't use it as much. He'll go over there and mark his territory and maybe taste some mud, but really when it's warm out, he likes to stay in the cold pool and make sure he's staying cool.
Harper and Wyatt want to know, do we brush his teeth? Those 36 teeth.
We do not brush his teeth, so that wouldn't really be safe, but we do practice for dental exams if we need to do anything to his teeth if he's damaged it. And we always get a close look at his teeth every day, so we're monitoring it. But as you can see, he's rubbing his teeth all over the ball. That probably helps get some of the tartar off and on those tusks. So that's another good reason to have some toys for him to play with.
His own little dentabone. Or
yeah, a dental chew for him.
Exactly. Is he known to ever eat meat?
No, he has never eaten meat, but some hippos, they can be considered opportunistic omnivores, which means that if given the opportunity and they're really hungry and an animal crosses their river, they might attack and eat it. Mahali is too scared to do that to any animal, but his mom would sometimes get some ducks that landed on the pool.
Oh, wow.
I wasn't here for that. I just heard stories.
The legend of Mahali's mom.
Yeah.
So just a reminder, if you're watching, today is Giving Tuesday Now, an international day of support for all the organizations that you love and support, and we hope Denver Zoo is one of them. So when you donate today, our Denver Zoo Board of Governors and Leadership Council are matching the $68,000, the first $68,000 in donations we get. So every donation you make will will be doubled. We've already raised $385 this morning. You can also donate on our website through our emergency fund. We appreciate it so much. You all have shown us amazing support throughout our closure, and we know so many of you have already donated, and we thank you. But if you never have or you want to donate again, today is really the day to do it and double your impact for Giving Tuesday Now. We thank you so much. A few more questions. Rachel is wondering, what's the average lifespan of a hippo?
So the average is 40 to 50 years, closer to 40 in the wild and 50 and above for in captivity. So Mahali, 17, his dad lived to be 58 when he passed away a few years ago. So he was the oldest hippo in North America before he passed away, so they can live a pretty long life.
Hi, Max. Thank you for giving us your support. Jessica's wondering, how many keepers does he have? Does he tend to work with the same one every day?
So right now, because of our precautions with the coronavirus, it's just Dave and I. We are just working in this section with Mahali and Rudy and the sheep. Normally he has one other keeper, Mike, who is in rhinos right now. So our pachyderm team kind of split up into smaller sections so that we don't cross over too much, and in case one of us does get sick, we have someone to take care of those animals. So right now it's just Dave and I, but normally there's three of us, and he is very used to us. He's had some other keepers before too that now just work in rhinos. So
Jessica's wondering, well, does he have a favorite keeper? It's Caitlin, obviously, Jessica.
Yeah. Honestly, I would say no, because Dave and Mike and I all take care of Mahali as best we can every single day, and we work with him about the same amount. So people could say Dave, but that's not true.
Remington says Mahali is a handsome hippo, and we definitely agree.
He is very handsome.
And the pool is about 6 feet deep, so it allows him to both go all the way under and be submerged while he's swimming, but also kind of come out and porpoise. Kind of gets enough leverage there.
So you could see him porpoise right there. He pushes off with the bottom of his toes on the pool bottom, and then he uses the stairs on the edge of the pool to rest his head when he's napping. So he likes the shallower part too, so he doesn't have to keep coming up for air if he's napping.
He is having a really great time with the ball, and you're getting ready to kind of feed him. So we've had some questions.
So these are banana flavored, and so it's just, well, we've tried them before, but they just taste like cardboard. But these are like a favorite treat for a lot of herbivores. So we use these with his grain for training and things like that. So I'm gonna go put some hay out for him and put this on top, because he's probably working out the appetite after playing with his ball. So
all right, so we're gonna let Caitlin go do her morning routine and feed Mahali. Thank you so much, Caitlin. We're just gonna kind of watch Mahali for a couple more minutes here and remind everyone that today is Giving Tuesday Now, a day you can support Denver Zoo and have a huge impact. Our wonderful Board of Governors and our Leadership Council have committed to matching $68,000 in donations. So until that point, every dollar you donate will be doubled. So double your impact today. If you've wanted to donate to Denver Zoo, if you already have but want to donate again, and you can, we would really appreciate it. We have been closed now almost 2 months, and it is definitely hard to not have guests coming through our doors for a lot of reasons. And we miss you all so much. So we appreciate all the support you've given us. And if you can give any more, today is the day to do it. Giving Tuesday Now. You're watching Mahali enjoy his morning ball, but now he's gonna go out and get some second breakfast, as I'm gonna call it. He's gonna enjoy some hay and some of that grain that Caitlin's gonna feed him, if he can stop playing with this ball. He is really, really enjoying this. Thank you, Becky, for watching. We are happy to bring the zoo to you all while you can't come, and we know you all miss coming. We miss having you at the zoo. For sure, we definitely miss you, and I know Mahali misses having people to show off for. So he might think about going over for that. If you missed today's live, it will be up on our YouTube channel later this afternoon. And also we have another live coming up in just about 30 minutes with our Humboldt penguins. So if you're a penguin fan or you know a penguin fan, let them know 10 o'clock is their time to tune in to see their favorite birds. So we're really excited for the suite of lives we have today here on Facebook. Next up is Humboldt penguins. From Denver Zoo, I'm Carly. I'm gonna see if Mohali's gonna come up. Thank you on behalf of myself, Caitlin, and Mahali for watching. I will see you all in just a few minutes.